Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. This is Matazak coming at you another lesson. Double honors to apostles and elders of GMS who are doing this work with 100% truth and all accuracy. With all sincerity, peace and blessings to the whole elect out there who are doing this work with all sincerity. To you all, I like to say Shalom. 2 Peter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of, and through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Those false prophets out there who use this work, this truth, this wisdom and knowledge for filthy lucre's sake, who use you for your money, see you as money bags. Those wicked Israelites that scoff and mock the true prophets, they getting judged, they getting that swift destruction. It's coming upon all of them. These people, these ignorant Israelites, the Lord is going to deal with them. These Israelites that go against the truth, speak lies, only care about money, the Lord is going to deal with them. Now, before I begin, I like to say fair use, fair use, fair use. Any and all content used in this lesson is for educational purposes only, and not for monetary purposes. They're for educational purposes only. Thank you. I don't know.
Different. And for a long time,
Hold on.
I was married to a well-known Hebrew Israelite camp leader, someone thousands of people follow, listen to, and respect. But what I experienced behind closed doors was something completely different. And for a long time, I stayed quiet, but not anymore. I was married to someone publicly known as the deacon, also known as Priest Hakah. Before I go any further, I want to be clear. This is not about being messy. This is not about tearing someone down for entertainment. This is about my real life. This is about my experience, and this is about why I feel I had no choice left but to bring this to a public platform. And I also want to say this from the beginning. I'm not randomly dragging a private person into the public eye. I was already publicly displayed as his wife across his social media platforms, YouTube pages, profile pictures, live streams, and family content. He publicly presented me and his other wives as part of the image and branding of his ministry and family structure. So if my image, my marriage, and my role in his life were public enough to help build that image, then my experience inside of that marriage is also mine to speak about. Especially when what was being shown publicly and what was happening privately were two very different things. There's literally an entire public platform built around this image. People are watching content about love, order, leadership, and family structure, while behind the scenes, I'm experiencing something very different. Right now, I'm separated again. And the way things ended this last time was not small. It was not just an argument. It was not something that could be talked through or fixed overnight. It was one of those moments where everything becomes super clear, where you realize this is not sustainable, this is not safe for me, and this is not something that I can keep carrying. And I'm going to talk about exactly what happened in this series because that moment is a big part of why I'm here today. I also posted a link to my Substack below, which is a blog website where you can go to and read my entire story. I'm trying to find a way to provide for myself and my daughter after what I experienced as financial abuse in my marriage. And I say that because from my experience, I was left financially devastated. Over the course of this relationship, I lost over $60,000. My credit was destroyed, and I ended up filing for bankruptcy. And I was left trying to care for our daughter while disabled and financially dependent on him completely. So when people ask, why is she speaking publicly or say I'm out of order or disrespectful for talking about my husband, I need people to understand something. I did not come here first. In this community, I felt like there was nowhere else to go. We had councils with multiple elders. We spoke with other leaders, Alazar, also known as Guerrilla Hebrew, Captain Tazama, Priest Kahan, and
Alazar, that name right there. Another Israelite that sees you people as money bags. He sees the Israelite community as money bags. They're sellouts. All these so-called Israelites, they sellouts, man. There's only one true camp, and that's GMS. GMS are not sellouts. We just do the work. We just do the will of the Lord. But these other camps, you can't trust them.
his wife Malakiyah, Priest Danya Allah. These were all people my husband claimed to respect. There were opportunities for correction, accountability, and someone to get through to him. And from my experience, none of it changed anything. He did not listen. He did not take advice. He did not receive counsel in a way that brought safety, stability, or change to this situation. And when children are involved, when your livelihood is on the line, and when your future is being affected, silence completely stops being an option. I also want to say something clearly before I continue. During one of our altercations while I was pregnant, he told me he would pay someone $20,000 to get rid of me. I have documentation surrounding that incident, and I will speak more about it later in this series. So if anything were to ever happen to me, I need it understood that statements like that were made directly to me during this relationship.
You think you're funny. You think it's all fun and games. Like, why do you want me to get into a point where I don't care what the Israel? Why do you want me to get to a point to where I could really?
It's not my fault.
Care. No. Listen to me. Do you not care that I could turn into a greasy ass nigga and say fuck the Israelites and all of that and really get on you in a whole type of way that you couldn't even respond to? Why do you want to push a nigga there?
I don't.
Like, why do you want me?
I don't.
You know I got more money than you and your whole family. Why would you want me to just like say, all right, fuck that. I'm about to just slaughter this bitch. Why do you want me to do that?
You want to do that. That's not what I want you to do. That's what you want to do.
I want to kill you and your family. That's what I want to do. I want to kill you and your
family. Why you want to kill me and my family? Why would you even bring that up?
I just asked you a question, you fucking dummy. I want to kill you and your family. That's what you're saying?
That's what you're saying. I didn't bring that up. Who brought that up? Who brought that up? I never said you want to kill me and my whole family.
You know what? Here's the thing.
This is crazy. I'm not saying this for shock value. I'm not saying it for attention. I'm saying it because I took statements like that seriously, especially given everything else that occurred. That's why I'm here. Not because I want drama, not because I want attention, but because I literally feel like I have nowhere left to go and no private avenue left that actually helped. And if there are elders or leadership who genuinely want to understand and genuinely want to help in a real way, I'm open to that. But I'm not going to keep protecting an image while my real life is falling apart. And I also want to say this early. I know how this works. I know blame may be shifted onto me. I know the story may become, she chose this. She left. She went against him. She's not being a wife. She's bitter. She's out of order. But that was part of the pattern that I experienced. The issues he created often became my fault. Even now, when I ask for help with rent and basic stability for our daughter, the response becomes that I made my choice, that he doesn't have the funds, or that he only provides for women who are in order. And I need to address that right now because I'm already knowing how this may be framed publicly. She just got mad and she left. She moved against his wishes. She's bitter because he won't pay her bills. But what people need to understand is this: by the time I left again, the marriage had already been breaking down long before that. This did not start because I left. After nearly 2 years of on and off separation, reconciliation attempts, and trying to make things work, I agreed to move back to Washington with my daughter. We began that transition in October 2025. We found a place to rent and
I'm a
pay for me back in
speed
San
up
Diego. Get
because
me and my
that's
When we got back to Washington, things didn't improve. He immediately started pressuring me again. He told me he was not paying the rent in January. He told me I needed to figure out how to get me and my daughter back to California before the rent came due. This was less than 2 weeks before January. So while all of this was happening, I started applying for low income housing back in San Diego. Not because I had some secret plan to leave him, but because realistically, I could already see where things were heading. Again, anybody who has dealt with affordable housing knows that the wait list can take years. But I still applied because I knew that me and my daughter were not stable. At the same time, he was telling me I needed to immediately decide whether I wanted a divorce or a separation. He said he reread Matthew and he believed he could write me a bill of divorce outside of fornication. And if I did not want a divorce, then we had to remain separated until at least Passover because of how I reacted to things.
But as you can see, this is just another false prophet is getting judged by the Lord. The Alazar cat that I spoke of earlier, he got his judgment earlier. A lot of stuff and information came out about him, and he removed himself from the truth, at least what he had, because he didn't have the full truth. None of them really do. The Lord, he gives them their space, but without further ado, he deals with them. He lets them pile up their sin. He pile up the receipts, and he start dealing with those Israelites. And this man's turn. The Lord is about to deal with this man and everyone around him. Everybody that's following him, he's gonna deal with them as well. Now, like I said, he's one of those false prophets that that like to get in the pocket of others and spit and spread false truths and just do whatever he want with this truth, which is out of order and very wicked. Which is why I brought out Second Peter and 2 1 through 3. But nonetheless, I'm gonna continue on. You know what? Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding. You don't use the truth to make a living off it. Even though this is like pretty much this video that I showed you was a feud between him and his rib. It's still money involved. It's a lot going on with these Israelites. These IUICs heavy on merchandising and spreading false truths. This dude right here, he's no different. But for all you people that's following them, add good riddance to you, because you're just another victim in the game plan. You're just another another person born in vain. The Lord, he's not dealing with you people that accept this madness and go along with it blindly. and you see the truth behind it, and you still continue to go behind it blindly. So that's on you. Let's go to Matthew 15 and 13, because the Lord is plucking this man up. He's revealing what he's about, and you people that still gonna cling to this dude and listen to him, good riddance to you, because this is what's going to happen to you. Matthew 15 and 13, and it reads, "But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch." You people that are following these false prophets, these gainsayers, these these warlocks and witches, these merchandisers, these filthy lucres, you're gonna fall into that very same ditch that they're falling in. They're not even falling in; they're already in it, and you're gonna trip and fall right into that same ditch, and you all are gonna get that swift destruction that the Lord consistently speaks of. So get good riddance to you 2/3, because we, the 1/3, the hopeful elect, are tired of you all. And with that being said, call Halayim love Yahawah by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out there. To you all, I'd like to say Shalom.